All right, Carol.
Great. Hello, Snell. Thank you for joining us today. I have a question that I think is in maybe the minds of a lot of viewers. Why would you want to serve on a civilian review board? Because it's been quite an introductory period for this fledgling program, a lot of challenges. So what drove you to put your name in the hopper and want to contribute in this way?
Well, number one, when I did apply for this position, I wasn't aware of all the problems that were going to come up. I had some impression that a lot of the edges had been smoothed out over the years, and that processes were already set up, and I thought this was a well-running program. One of the reasons that I chose to be a member of the CRB is as I grew up in areas where the community was all powerful. The police was all powerful. You could never question the police. You would never have a citizens review board. Those things just did not exist, and so I thought it was important for me to take this opportunity that's not available in all communities and participate, learn, and hopefully contribute somehow.
Well, I'm really
Correct.
glad you did. And I understand there are 2 more positions open, so that might take a few months to be a full 7-person board, is that?
That's correct. I think they're going to open up these 2 positions at the end of the summer, and hopefully by fall time we'll have 2 more people.
Do you know if there's any extra effort to try to broaden the diversity of the civilian review board?
No, I don't think there is any extra effort.
Okay, maybe that would be inappropriate.
Right.
You
I
want the
think,
most qualified, of course.
Yeah, this is not a widely advertised position. I found out about it through reading the Register Guard both times. The first time they advertised it, and the second time they advertised it after Munir Katul resigned. I was never approached by anybody to apply for this position.
Right.
I did talk to members of the NAACP before taking this position and seeing if I would have their support and everything else. I think that it could be better advertised.
Okay.
I think there could be a better, what's the word I want to say here, reaching out to community leaders
Yes.
and trying to get them to maybe give some names of
Sure.
people or support people to apply for this position. So I think it'd be very good to go to the Hispanic leaders in town and say, hey guys, can you think of anybody that would really work well in this committee? Go to different other leaders and see if they know of anybody in their particular community who would work well. But for now, that's not really happening as far as I can tell.
In our community, we keep seeing clashes with young people, students or demonstrators. So I'm wondering if that's an avenue that should be pursued, to try to find someone that young people could resonate with because of the commonality of age. I'm just thinking that could be an idea. Do you feel like that's appropriate, that someone in their early 20s?
I think that would be a great idea.
Right. Well, let's hope
and I think, if of course the city council's got a lot on their plate.
Yeah.
And maybe this is something that we should do. The 4 or 5 current members of the CRB, maybe we should be involved in more outreach. We all know community leaders in various communities, and maybe it should be our job to contact them and say, hey, these 2 positions are going to come open. Can you suggest anybody?
Right.
Maybe we should go to the student council at the university or the student council at LCC and say, hey, this is going to be opening up. Can you guys suggest anybody?
Recently, in a conversation with Interim Chief Kearns, I was a little startled by this because it was a couple weeks ago, and he was sharing that he had some real concerns that the construct of the external oversight system, where the police auditor is accountable to a city council, as opposed to earlier considerations that she'd be accountable to just a city manager. So do you have any thoughts on the model as it is, city council being the supervisors as opposed to city manager?
I'm not, right now, I've been on the CRB for 3 months.
Right.
And so I'm still sort of taking a back seat and seeing how things develop.
Sure.
Should the police auditor have to answer to the city council or the mayor or the city manager? Should he be an elected position? those questions, I haven't quite been able to figure out in my mind what the right answer is there.
Right. So what do you feel, have you had a chance to meet the new appointed police auditor, Mark Gisson? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I just heard the name in the news last night. You know what I'm talking about, the one that was
I
selected.
haven't, no, nobody has sent me any emails about who the new auditor will be. I tried to stay up with the news last week, and I didn't see anything in the Register Guard. I don't know if there was an article yesterday or maybe
It's today, actually.
it's today.
Yeah,
Right?
and I heard it in the news.
I know that they were. I know that in the middle of last week that they were going to offer somebody this position, and we're waiting for a response. But at the same time, I like to say that that is one of the things that I have learned over the past 3 months, which has kind of disappointed me in the fact that I seem to find out about all these things through the Register Guard and the paper. And I think that as a CRB member, especially somebody who is charged with supervising or at least evaluating this police auditor, I would have thought that I shouldn't have to find out this information by looking at the local newspaper. I think there needs to be better communication between the CRB and the City Council. And exactly how we're going to achieve that, I don't know. But I think that's also, I hope that that's something that will be worked out over time.
Great. And when you say better communication, are you referring to it being reciprocal? Because my understanding from when Munir Couture was at a civilian review board meeting and a police commission meeting, he was saying how many times they would send information to the City Council, just ongoing, and we're not getting any feedback until this last thing.
I don't know if it's coming from one direction. I'm still learning how we feed back to the City Council.
Okay, all right.
But I do know that I don't feel like the communication is there.
So it needs to improve.
I think it definitely needs to improve.
Well, great. There seems to be a bit of headbutting between
Right.
police union leaders and this oversight system, yet we are seeing through the country that's pretty typical, but then in time it gets to a better place where they see it's a tool for their purposes.
Correct, and I think the police will come around to that.
Great. Yeah.
I think they have already. I think that there's been some evolution already in that aspect, and again, I'm still learning a lot about this.
Yeah.
I've only been here 3 months, and I'm still learning to find out. I'm still learning who are my enemies and who are my friends here in this
Right,
process. But I don't think this is going away. So we might as well, it's present in most big communities in the United States, and it's not going to go away. We have some growing pains. We're not as organized as we could be. We're not too sure exactly of the structure, and we're still working on that. But it's not going to go away.
Right.
So
The people want it.
the people want it. So you might as well, as we are growing and learning how to do things and how to do them properly, you might as well get involved in the growing process.
Right. So to wrap this up, is there something you'd like to say to the viewers about, or suggest, or invite, as far as what can we as community do to really stand in support of what we all voted for by big margins, which is independent, effective external oversight?
Well, number one, I think that the community should stay informed.
Right.
There's plenty of websites they can go to. There's the police auditor has a website. You can, I was on vacation recently, and I was looking at the city council meetings on my computer. You can access city council meetings on your computer. I think you really need to stay informed of what's going on in your community.
Right, get to the root of it.
Right. Number two, I think you need to participate.
Yep.
Okay. If you're going to vote for something, then find out what's going on and how can you participate to make it successful in one form or another. And I think that's also important. And so I encourage a community who voted for this
Yes.
to at least once in a while think about participating or coming down and listening to and seeing how the CRB meetings are run and just see how the process works. And if you voted for it, see how it works, learn about it, and be informed.
Thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's pretty
Great.
much
I'm
it.
really glad you're there.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
Thank you.